Alright, what are we having? What are we having over here, Mr. Cure? Going for a very quick factory with the reactor close by. Before he gets himself the command center or anything of that sort. Zoun, well, does have a Nexus already coming up. So doesn't seem to be too troubled by this. But did he even see the... Okay, he did see the factory. He's looking around the map right now. Is this... Okay, he is just looking for proxies. There is the starport right here. It's in the bottom right side. So, Zoun looking at the wrong edge of the map, unfortunately. But he does have the good idea in his head, right? He is thinking about this possibility of there a proxied starport somewhere on the map. And then Hellions coming in. Or Widow Mines, right? Could be Widow Mines, but usually it's Hellions because they quite quick units that will be able to get across the map here as the medevac lines up. So that is just a very nice thing to... little Terran thing right there. The Widow Mines will take a little bit longer to get there, so the medevac will have to pick them up and stuff, so... less advantageous to have the starport this far down. But regardless, it was a part of Zoun's idea of where this game could go towards, and he is starting to make Phoenixes right now as well, and that is a perfect way to stop damage from, well, massive amounts of damage from being taken here. Just needs to have his units at the right place, and he should be okay. This is a little bit of an awkward angle that Cure is sending these Hellions in from with the medevac. I'm curious to see what he's planning to do here, because at this moment in time, it almost feels like he may as well have sent them in just through the ground, right? You don't really need the medevac here. Yeah. Alright, well, that was that. That was that. Wonderful, wonderful. You killed one probe. You killed one probe. That's crazy. Oh, man. But yeah, Zami was just completely solid against this. Like, there was no way he was getting in. Even sending in his Phoenix, look at that, from every which angle. He knows the medevac was there somewhere, and he finds it, man. That is no problem. Takes that out as well. Cure going from a bad situation to absolutely abysmal. Oh, well, that is something else. What are Cure's options here? What are his realistic options here? He's got a second base. 32 workers versus 45. He's losing quite a bit here. Surprised he didn't go for the siege tank, but I guess he knows he won't be able to. Or he's trying to get up to a big enough Phoenix count so he can actually start fighting Marines. And just wants to have enough energy here. This is such a weird little micro battle. Oh, I'm going left. Oh, no, I'm going right. There he goes. He's grabbing the SCVs. Doesn't know when that mule went down, so decides to go for the other. As well, more secure, guaranteed lots of damage. So, do you make Vikings at this point in time? I don't really think you do. Just want to stick to Marines. Get your +1. Hopefully not take too much damage from these Phoenix as they're flying by all day. Couple of missile turrets that should secure his base a little bit. It's gonna help him get in a position where he can win this game from. Needs to be very careful. He doesn't have that much money to spend after all. Seeing how bad the opening went, he needs to be quite efficient here with his play. So yeah, sure, the missile turrets are going to keep the Phoenix away right now, but it's not going to help him trying to get across the map, do counterattack damage, do anything to this 3-base economy of Zoun. Is just having an absolute wonderful time right now. Cure Not bringing any SCVs along. Is still just committed to having this kind of push work without any foresight of making it an all-in. But it is still quite a commitment. This is a lot of units. If he loses them without doing anything, then that's going to be it anyway. There won't be anything to stop the Protoss at that point in time. And there's the first fight. The siege tanks both get lifted up. The Colossus doing a wonderful job so far onto the Marines. The Widow Mines have been dealt with, and that's the entire attack gone. Still traded out okay-ish. Okay-ish, as in, well, it's not like he didn't kill anything. He killed 6 of the Phoenix, but I say this is the more important part of the army right now at this moment in time, as it's charging through the middle of the map. A lot of zealots showing up. We do have a wall on the top side, but nothing on the low ground, and this is going to have to be an evacuation of this base. He might still be able to hold on to his main base on the top high ground, but it will be difficult regardless. That's only because most of the army of Zoun here consists out of zealots, so this is really not a place where he wants to fight. Up until he has like another Colossus or some more ranged units. Even Immortal or 2. Some Phoenix could help out a ton as well, lifting up the Marauders in the front so that the Zealots get on top of more units, but I mean, it may not even matter, right? It's just too much. It's just too much. GG. Let me do this correctly. There we go. Alright, otherwise I'm gonna get DMs from Wardy again telling me that I'm doing it wrong. The things like, to be fair, he would be right. He would be entirely correct. Top left side, there's the blue Protoss player. Fighting for Alpha X. He is Zoun. His opponent in the red corner of the bottom right side, there's a Terran player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Give it up for Cure. Zoun taking a page out of Zest's book. Although, to be fair, this is not a probe sent as quickly as he possibly could have. Zest will send that probe first thing. Would be funny if he even sends the probe before he starts building another probe. Like, that's how important it is that he gets the, the probe in there. Goes for the Cybercore here. Just playing it safe. Doesn't want to get hit by a Reaper in the face before, you know, he's ready to receive. Needs to have that adapt to beat the welcome committee. Alright. Sees the build once again. Makes your head scratch. This is looking pretty similar here, Cure. What you up to, buddy? Well, I wonder what this could be. He could just do something entirely different, right? We don't see any SCVs on the middle of the map, so this could just be Cure trying to play it smart. Trying to do some mind games here, and that's exactly what he does. Look at that. Quick command center now is the next thing, rather than anything else. Well, we'll still have the 200 minerals here to start off the Hellions, I guess. Actually, no, not quite. It's gonna be Widow Mines then, I imagine, right? No, it will still be Hellions. Alright. Yeah, I like this better. I like this better. Although we do have a Twilight Council from Zoun this time. It's not a Stargate, so the proxy starport with the Hellions would have actually worked a little bit better. But Zoun is really good with his scouting also, I have to say. Look at this probe going around, and it's... I might be coming up with ideas here, but it's starting to seem like something that he does consistently. He is consistently scouting with the probe on the weak side of his main base, right? So he's not really looking for the proxy over here, because it's less likely to be here, because it's just less advantageous. Why would you have your starports here, right, if to drop over here, when you probably could just... Well, if there's a wall, that makes sense, but... You know, this is just such a more dangerous area for the attack to take place. Because even if you do drop here and you circumnavigate the wall, I mean, the units are still going to be here, usually. Alright. Kind of lurking on the edge. I think this is a full wall off for the time being. May cancel that gateway though, of course. Starts it up again. Alright. Yeah, he's just playing it super safe, right? It's like, alright, well, if you made Hellions, I'm just gonna make sure you never get anywhere near my probes. Ever. And he's doing a good job with it so far, right? I mean, how are you ever gonna get in with Hellions here? It's just impossible. Now that he's got Blink, he's held on for long enough, he can just cancel the gateway once again, go for the third base here. So playing in very carefully. I do like that type of play. How many gateways? We only have the 2 gates, so if he does get aggressive, it won't be too much to handle for Cure. Has everything he needs. Just needs to be careful not to mess up the control with the medevacs or something like that, right? Those units, or like a lone marauder somewhere, a lone bunker that is not being repaired at all, that is, you know, that could be trouble. Other than that, nothing too much should be happening here. Cure has the units to defend this for the time being. Approaching the third base with a few Hellions. Our Stalkers there should be able to contain that threat. Let's see if that works out that way. Yes, they do. Wonderful. Oh, Lone Marine with a Widow Mine underneath. Does get spotted there by Zoun. Quick reaction. Sets up shop a little bit to the left side, actually. Okay, does dodge the Widow Mine as well. Nicely done, nicely done. Cure needs to be careful not to send too many units here, of course, as there is still a Stalker squadron on the other side as well. Only 2 SCVs go down together with the Marine and Widow Mine. So Zoun starting to pick over some small things here and there, and to be fair, with this being the Blink Stalker aggression off of 2 gates, this is really good. This is really good for Zoun. The amount of damage that he's doing. Oh, just don't lose your Stalkers right now, of course. That is not recommended. Not prescribed by the doctor, Dr. Protos. Right, jumping in with a nice blink right there. Observer stays alive as well. Has 4 HP away from being blown apart, but it's still a thing right now. Man, this is really cool play to see from Zoun. Like, he feels so solid right now. Like, it just feels incredibly solid. Look at that coming in. Okay, does lose 1 High Templar there, but a great storm. Taking out a lot of Marines as well. Just the 1 High Templar. Slight misclick there. A little bit slow with the button, or something happens, but overall, a great attempt there. Poking in with those Stalkers, and then as soon as those Marines turn around, he's just like, alright, drop, storm, bam. Punished for trying to engage the Stalkers. Very cool stuff. Taking out a couple of medevacs. Already back at home as he's expecting the medevac aggression once again. And there's just a bigger and bigger gap between the resources lost here developing. So let's find their way onto the SCVs of the third base. And still Widowmine threat, of course, near the main of Zoun as well. So let's get thrown out. So Widowmine here going undetected for probes as well as, well, one more right there, going up to 5. There is an armory available now. So, yeah, Zoun aware of the location, even parking a Zealot on top of it, and there we go. This he's found his observer and he's sending it over here. This is another thing Protoss have become so good with. Oh no, wait, I don't want to... Oh, imagine if that happened. Oh, that would have been a bummer. That would have been funny, though. That would have been so funny. Okay. Moving on forwards. A big bio attack here. They do have EMP available, so this could be a lot of trouble for Zoun. Does he have enough units to hold this off? Still 2 EMPs remaining. Big hits on the Zealots and the Immortals. And the Archon as well a little bit. No shield batteries except for the one wide far back, and Kjør is rotating in a way that makes it very difficult for that shield battery to be taking any role in this game right here. With the 2 Colossi now as well. Kjør not that keen on having this fight going forwards. Very close snipe on that War Prison, but just barely staying alive. Even the High Templar jumping out, jumping ship already, thinking the thing is going to blow up. So storming into an Archon as quickly as possible as well, after landing a couple of reasonable storms. Is a big Protoss army. 107 army supply strong versus only 70 here for Kjør. I'm not quite certain how much is still back at home. It's just a single Colossus right there. But I think the rest of the army supply here is available right at the front door of the Terran. Going up this ramp, though, that could make up for a lot of that. With Widowmines, EMPs, Vikings ready to poke away from a distance. This is a hard area to push into. Marauders at the forefront. Good positioning with the units from Kjør. Widowmines being set off by a couple of Zealots, so maybe now the entryway a little bit more free for Zoun. He is just making more and more units behind this. Don't forget, he is still expanding. He's going up to 5 bases here, while he's containing Kjør on his 3 base. Kjør not sitting idly by, though. A 4th base will be constructed. It is natural. So it's a good thing that he's already looking forward to that next phase in this game right here. It's not just thinking about survival. He is still trying to come up with a good solution in order to, you know, be still competitive with this Protoss later down the line. Oh man, putting his command center over, that is so smart. That is so smart, man. I love that. Sure. Gonna try to blockade the entryway here, making a choke an even bigger choke. And this is gonna mess up a lot of the AI as well. Zoun, if he wants to push in here, will have to, you know, micromanage a lot of these units a lot more in order to stop them from shooting this. Unless if you just keep shooting it and Kjør doesn't really have a way to engage. Alright. Just as I praised it, off it goes. It's like, no, I guess that didn't work. I guess that didn't work. Alright, Zoun, I mean, he is sitting in a wonderful position. Like, I know he's not breaking Kjør here, but does he really have to? Does he really have to? Think about it. He's been on 200 supply for a while. He's farming up a good bank here. He's getting himself more robos. Look at this. This is his 3rd robo. He's going to be able to make 3 disruptors or 3 colossi at the same time. He's grabbing himself the Dark Shrine. He's already up with 5 base economy versus the 3. like the game going on here really doesn't hurt Zoun. This is really smart strategy in a way. The one way he could lose this is by taking this fight with Kjør, where Kjør still has as strong an army, and then just whiffing it, going into the best position for Kjør to take that fight, taking a significant defeat, and then all of a sudden being thrown out. Alright, this is kind of nice to see. 5 Colossi here. It's an easier area to attack into, right? Let's see how it goes for Zoun. Oh, disruptor shots not landing as nicely as they would have liked. That one not really going there either. And you have to wonder, is there still anything else here for Zoun? Zoun, you got to do something here, buddy. The disruptors just kind of missed, and now he's on the run. It's like, well, I thought those disruptors would hit. I thought that would be a hit. Does he have like a flanking force? Am I missing something here? He's just getting crushed right now. Did he overmake Colossi against this Viking number? It very well might be the case. How many gateways does he have? 13 gateways. Okay, yeah, that is still going to pull him on through here. 3 disruptors at the time being created still. And there we go. It's the feng shui of just waiting outside of your opponent's space. That last fight, kind of scary still, but I mean, if you make sure that it doesn't go too abysmally awful, you should be able to make it work with just your superior economy and production right here. Yeah. Yeah, that was 5 Colossi, right? I suppose that is one of the reasons why people don't like to grab that many of them anymore. You don't have that much to tank with, and you didn't have that many Stalkers to get rid of the Vikings. Now here with mostly just the disruptors. No. Oh, that's a good snipe. 2 ghosts right there. Going down. But yeah, Kjør, he's been on 3 base for so long. His main base is mined out. His natural base almost mined out. He is pretty much on a 2 base economy. Nearly again, right? Where Zoun is starting up a 6th base right now. His 3rd is still looking alright. Natural. I mean, 4 mineral patches, and then he has these 2 bases as well. It's clear advantage here. With Kjør trying to scramble together enough units again. I think Zoun might actually be trying to play it a little bit too safe almost now. Right? Like, you're at 200 supply, you got a bit of a bank. Just, you know, you're allowed to try and poke in here a little bit. You can try to send some zealots across the other side. You can, right? Your opponent is hurting it. If you stop this mining from happening, if you manage to rotate your army, okay, well this could work. Because if he's playing too safe, right? I mean, Kjør, he is still mining, and if he's not losing his army units, he will eventually get back up to a 200 supply, and then. That's not what you want in these types of situations. If your opponent is down in supply and you are up, you have a big bank, and they don't, you want to just keep trying to trade 200 supply versus a less high supply army of your opponent. And then, in theory, you should be able to win that. This must look really ridiculous. He doesn't see. Alright, Zoun. This is his time. Coming in here. Big counterattack, though, will be a potential catastrophe. No, never mind. Zoun wiggles his way in between those 2 units. Now there's oh my, those DTs coming in from behind. The army of Kjør suddenly flanked by Dark Templar. Knew they were coming, so EMP did land, but this is, again, not really a fight that Kjør wanted to take. And there it is. GG once more. Is this the man who's gonna do it once more? Another 3-0 victory here today. We are rushing through. And, well, you know what? He is playing absolutely brilliantly. He has improved significantly, and it is just... It's just a really cool Protoss to see, because every time you see him, you can see him taking such deliberate actions based on the previous games and tournaments that he's played. And yeah, it's just very fun to see that progress that he's making. In the bottom left side, there's a blue Protoss player from Alpha X. Give it up for Zoun. Top right side, a man that has been around the block for ages. The king of online tournaments for a while, but in this one it seems like he's struggling a little bit. Not entirely out though. Keep that in mind. Still a dangerous opponent that could strike back viciously here. It's the Red Terran from the Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Cure. Setting up shop once again for this game. Looking forward to hopefully see something other than the barracks factory play. Alright, there we go. Command center this time around. It was fun though, right? It was a little fun play. I'll admit that. It didn't work, but it was a fun little attempt at, you know, some mind games there for Cure. Going for the Medevac with the Hellions first, and then just going for the, you know, what looks like to be the exact same build and going for the expanding afterwards. It's a good way to get into your opponent's head. But yeah, it's rough to see a different way you could take that, right? And even further exploration of where you could take that type of play. Maybe you could incorporate Widow Mines, do it with Widow Mines instead. But Widow Mine aggression and Hellion aggression at around the same time, I mean, they both require the same solution, right? It's not like, aha, you tried to defend against Hellions, but I got Widow Mines this time. No, not really the case. Not really the case. Trying to think if there is something else that you could do. But I think we would go into the field of the really weird, right? Like Blinkstalker Phoenix. They would do okay against Banshees. I guess they would do okay against like a Battlecruiser Rush as well if you're really wild. But the Thor Rush. Maybe that would do okay, right? Against the Phoenix especially. That would be good. But yeah. I mean, they're all just such wild card ideas that it's like, yeah, would you really want to do that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, yeah, just kind of poking on the forwards. Not finding too much there, of course, with the Adepts already in place. Shield battery about to finish up. A couple of Phoenix coming into play as well. Nice to see him save him up a little bit here. Not entirely showing his hand. Sure, is going for a... Well, it's looking like aggressive bush timing with these Marines later down the line. Wants to grab the 2 tech labs here, of course, to grab the upgrades as well. But, with the Phoenix, I always feel like those Marine pushes should do well against Phoenix, but then, I don't know, I never really see them do all too well against Phoenix. I guess it's because the Phoenix just have so much HP in comparison to, like, gateway units, right? That's it. If you just are on a still lower Marine count overall, it does still take quite a bit to take down Phoenixes. Right? 70 to 70, so that is still like, what? An extra 40 HP on these Phoenixes in comparison to, like, Adepts. What? I'm sorry, that's a very ambitious trap. That is, like, I don't know. If this works, man, that is like some 6D chess right there. That would have been genius. I guess he saw the Phoenix kind of parking around, so maybe he was anticipating the Phoenix to go check for drops coming in. But that was, yeah. I mean, that was cool to see, but man, if that worked. It just looked really funny to me because it was so far away from working, you know? Like, Cure was expecting Zoun to do things which are completely reasonable to expect, but it just was not what Zoun was doing at all. Alright, 3 probes right there, not really the game-ending damage that you're looking for, especially because he just lost 7 SCVs himself by the hand of the Phoenix. Oh, that would be rough. Did he see? He did see, maybe not CC though, but he did, you know, potentially see. Oh, he may have seen. Alright, he's coming back now. Ooh, definitely should see it now, right? Come on! We'll give chase. Still, the medevacs have acquired some room for maneuvering here, though, in the Brodal space. As well as a secondary attack on the right side. That seems to be dealt with rather nicely. These Marines are doing so much damage right now, though. That's a lot of probes. That's a lot of damage. 22 worth. And the other attack surely did get shot backwards. Down goes the robotics support bay as well. That is crazy. Okay, well, let's take a look over here now, shall we? It's just alright. So it wasn't that great. 7 workers lost before, but now you know it doesn't seem that bad anymore, does it? So just 7 workers, just losing 7 workers. I'd be fine with that. Bet Zoun wishes he only lost 7 workers. Oh man. Okay, Widowmine trap here, perhaps. Zoun running around it quite nicely. Not sure, I may have spotted it. Just avoiding it. Oh, Zoun coming in right now with the 2 Colossus. He wants to make this work. Widowmine's not landing perfectly here. Is this enough firepower? Will these Colossi, together with the Phoenix, manage to push their way into this position here? Need to be careful of 1 more Widowmines. Actually, never mind. 3 more Widowmines. Are there more coming still? No, okay. 3 more Widowmines. Maybe just hallucinate a bunch of Phoenix and fly them out across the... Oh, he's using the sentries on their own to walk in. It's interesting. Alright, well, he does get rid of them. Does take a bit more damage than he needed to, perhaps, but is starting to push forwards. Is there still a force to be reckoned with, though, from the Protoss? I'm not entirely certain. Phoenix definitely want to try and get on top of those Marauders, and the Vikings start lifting them up. Keep the Colossi from being shot down slowly but surely. Okay, there come the SCVs now off the line as well. The committal from Cure to this defense. Will it be enough? He's definitely holding on to his army supply a whole lot better. And there's pretty much only 2 Colossi left here. Now 27 workers did go down, but Zoun still decides to tap out because, well, there's 50 army supply left here for Cure, and alright, well, let's just try to focus on this game right here. And let's just agree that all the players in the world of StarCraft 2 are just washed up. That's just the way it is, guys. That's just the way it is. You know why? Because it's impossible to play StarCraft 2 perfectly. It's impossible. They're all washed up. Every single one of them. Some more than others, of course. I don't know. It's a fluctuating thing, right? We don't know. We don't know. Don't know if Alpha X is new, but been loving the YouTube videos. First time visiting the stream, though. Well, welcome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we've been around since for a while now. At least a couple of years. But yeah, we've been uploading quite vigorously, if I could say, to the YouTubes, and yeah, nice to see that it's doing as well. It's doing as well. So all of these games are in this channel. We have multiple streaming platforms. It depends on where the sponsors kind of want us to do the matches. If you really want to stay up to date with all the live and current events of Alpha X that we are doing, definitely go check out the Twitter page, right? We always, whenever we do any type of event, which is pretty much almost every day, not gonna lie, some people, you know, you might think they would get tired of us, but apparently they don't. We just keep going, and we'll keep going until somebody sets us on fire, or something else horrible happens. Who knows? For our vigorous uploading, yes. Right. So what's happening in the game so far? It's going to be Blink facing off against the 1-1-1 here of Cure. Not that much has been going on, no units lost. Third base looking to be eyed up by Zoun here. Wait, how many gateways are we on? 2. Alright, so yeah, that's most likely just going to be a third Nexus right now. And there we go. Off he goes. I love it when I'm, you know, making easy calls and not having them be wrong. Please. Thank you. Alright, and engineering bay for... Oh, that's actually another barracks here. So triple barracks. Engineering bay at the front. Alright, so Cure wants to get a little bit aggressive with you know, a unit composition like this. Wants to get his stim pack running. We're looking out for when he starts that third base, kind of. But yeah, this is going to be a push coming out of Cure. He did go for Widow Mines as well, but never quite committed to the other side of the map. He's kept his Raven on this side as well. He's just playing carefully. Doesn't want to lose any units unnecessarily. To be fair, Zoun has been opening up a lot with the Phoenix here, right? So can't say I blame him for being a little bit more careful. That's not good. Or is it? Ooh, that's some fancy blink micro here. Look at that. Just like, yeah, I can take another shot from the siege tank here with this Stalker and this Stalker, and the other ones will blink away. Okay, does lose one in the end there, but gets a supply depot, 3 Marines. Puts Cure maybe in a slight arc with... Ah, yes, the 2 supply depots coming up. That should be alright. Zoun being quite careful with that observer as well. Right, I think you could make the case that he potentially could try to grab 1 or 2 more supply depots on the top side with giving line of sight so he doesn't actually have to go up onto the ramp. That, you know, that opportunity has passed right now. Seeing how Cure's moving down the ramp himself. See where these Blink Stalkers will decide to go. Oh my. Oh, this could be bad. This could be bad. Oh, that is quite bad indeed. Well, that's a lot of Marines and Marauders going down right then and there. The Disruptor might still be in a bit of trouble, but I think he served his functionality here. Trying to run away. There's another Disruptor that will be able to pick up 2 more Marines and get himself to safety. This attack right now is seemingly a whole lot less scary and terrifying. But Cure, he needs to commit to this, right? His third base was so incredibly delayed to make a push happen here. He needs to make something happen. Gets a gateway. That is the first casualty of war, I suppose. Yes, there are medevacts now committing towards the main base. A little bit of an overcommittal on the backside here, but he does manage to pick off a couple of medevacts. Or at least he gets one of them fully loaded up there with a unit still. The army of Cure does get another Disruptor, trying to find the probe damage once again as he did in the previous game. But not as many Marines now to make it happen. Right, Cure. Is he finding enough right now? It's rough to say. Sounds still on a good worker amount and still on a good army supply here also. The medevacts for Cure once again taking up that Kind of scary position there. Gunning for the main. As the Protoss forces, they are out of position here. The secondary drop that was still around now, committing once again to this position. Is Zoun just going to recall? Yes, he is. Widowmine's good connections there onto the Zealots. And 10 more probes to fall. I mean, Kjør, he is giving Zoun a big fight right now. Maybe regretting a little bit not grabbing up a couple of Phoenix in order to deny these Medifex from abusing this dead airspace everywhere. Still, both players in this battle, of course. I would say Kjør definitely found himself a much better position here with that aggression. And again, he's still up against Disruptors also. Doesn't quite have any answer for that army unit just yet, right? He's got Widowmine, Marauder, Marine, Medevac, and that's still what he's stuck with. Doesn't have Ghost, doesn't have Liberators, doesn't have Vikings in case Colossi suddenly become a thing as well. It's a rough army for Kjør to actually fight straight up. And I think that Zoun still realizing this. Looking for something to do, but and again, this is not that many gateway forces. He may have just gotten himself stuck with a big sandwich from both sides. Oh, it's rough to make Disruptors work in those situations, but man, those are two very good Medevac snipes right there. Taking down half the army on the right side. Kjør, having his sandwich be sandwich. The double sandwich endeavor taking place and developing here. In this match. Couple of Widowmines still trying to do damage as well. Denying mining at the gold base, and could try some mining here at the natural. Zoun on top of it will not take too much damage there, most likely. Just needs to stay wary, of course. Still one more Widowmine right there. Looks like he's on top of it. With the third base of Kjør going down, you know what? Gotta start liking Zoun's position here again. A double and a triple cheeseburger. Little Widowmine running off. Zoun could once again be in quite a bit of trouble with his main base. Once again exposed. At some point, you know, I would say just start building cannons here. just stop this from happening, really. Okay, these targets getting quite close to the Medevacs right now. This might be a difficult place to retreat from. Oh, doesn't have another blink to follow up. But all these Widowmines, not gonna have a great time overall. There's still some Widowmines there. Hopefully he knows about them. Okay, yeah, he does. Kjør still attempting to just preoccupy Zoun here. Needs to get a good couple of fights going, and you know what, does trade efficiently against these Zealots and the Stalkers at the bottom. On the top side, not having as much success though. With a mine, oh, that's a good shot, but yeah, you need a bit more damage to finish off those Disruptors, of course. Nice cancellation on killing the pylon there. Didn't realize that those Zealots were just in a power field of one pylon there. Good catch, really. More Medevacs falling out of the sky, though. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. It did feel a little bit like Kjør is starting to throw away units, right? But if you look at it, they're still trading somewhat efficiently. Right, kind of equal, but then we open up this tab and then we realize trading equally is not in the best interest for Kjør here overall. He needs to trade favorably. Well, killing off these gateway forces, that's a good start. He needs to get out of here without losing anything either. Okay, let's get out of there. Oh, lost another drop right there, it seems. Zoun is 0-0. That's true. Look at that. It's 2-2 with 3 attack coming in. 0 upgrades. That's a good point. I mean, he did lose his fortress a couple of times, right? That's actually a really important thing to point out. Where are they now? They're over here. It's a big deal indeed. Harassment. Oh, looks like we got a bunch of stalkers here now, ready to jump underneath medevacs every time they try to come in. Nice, some Widowmine traps scattered about, digging themselves deep into the dirt. Or, I don't know if this is even dirt. Might be dirt underneath. Or just more metal. Widowmines must be really strong if they can dig into metal like that, actually. Alright, well. Theory aside, there is a big attack once again coming in here for Cure. The army supply relatively close. 2 upgrade advantage now in favor for Cure. Will be a 3 upgrade advantage if he waits for his +3 weapons attack as well. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Now luckily for Zoun, I guess he doesn't have that many zealots, which are the unit that absolutely melts with these upgrade disadvantages. He does have a lot of attack heavy units, so maybe that will be enough here in order to still make it work. Let's see though, this big drop this time around, once again a little bit too much for the Stalker group that was there. Going up this ramp is a difficult thing to do, but the disruptors make room for it to happen. Cure once again not quite finding an opportunity to really take a good fight there. Well, an alright fight I suppose, still trading equally here. This is a weird game. Oh, there we go. There's no observer here or anything like that either, right? Okay, there we are. We'll set it up. It's maybe one of the bigger things that has been missing here for Zoun. Just being able to spot this attack from coming in. So he can actually, you know, prepare against it. Warp in units preemptively and rather than reactively. So the units are there ready to fight rather than trying to get ready to fight while they're being shot at. Okay, big things happening here actually. A lot of SCVs going down across the map. 2 bases for Cure looking like they will get melted. The army for Cure on the other side are looking a whole lot less impressive for the time being. A big recall comes through and that is on the natural base, which means the 3rd base might still be in a bit of difficulty. But Zoun, I mean, he stopped 2 bases from mining here, only having 1 base in somewhat of a threat. It's not even going to get targeted down. A lot of cannons here. I feel like Cure may have just taken his forces to an even more difficult place to take a fight, and it's going to get punished here. Quite a lot of medevacts going down with quite a lot of casualties within them. Alright, Cure looking to set up that gold base, of course. Quite important to have some mining going on here for him. His main base is gone, his natural base emptied out. He needs money. He needs money now. Drop still coming in here as well. This fight is not even close. Alright. Alright, it happens. It happens. Cure, man, that was a weird game. That was just a weird game. Cure, wasn't Cure dominating? That's like the very odd thing with these types of games, right? It's so hard to fully get a full grasp of like what the situation is.